For more, let's speak to Alvin Lee. He's an independent aviation analyst joining us from Semarang, Indonesia. Thank you so much for making the time to speak with us. Investigations right now are looking into a bird strike as the possible cause of the crash. What other factors could have led to this tragedy? We note that the landing gear was not deployed.
Okay, first, bird strike does not happen at high altitude because the plane had almost completed the 4.5 hours flight without incident. So the bird strike must have happened at low altitude just before landing. Now, when the plane is already in the final position or final approach, just prior to landing, the plane must have its landing gear down and flaps in landing configuration. Now, the question is that we have all seen that the plane landed on its belly without landing gear, and the flaps were not extended. So when the bird strike happened, bird strike does not cause the landing gear to fail and does not cause the flaps not to be able to be extended by itself. So if the bird strike hits one of the engines, the worst thing that can happen is the engine is shut down. But that does not explain why the flaps were not extended and the landing gears were not extended. So there must be other reasons. First, was the pilot aware that the landing gears were not extended and the flaps were not extended? If the pilot was not aware, then why? If the pilot was aware, then we have to find out what caused this malfunction or the landing gear and the flaps were not extended. Then I have more questions. Why there is a massive concrete wall in the perimeter of the airport? It's not supposed to be there. At the perimeter, they're supposed only to be fences, not massive wall. It seems that the plane disintegrated and then it was engulfed into fire because it hit the wall. And I think one more fact that we have to be looking at is that the same plane registered with HL8088 on 27 December, that's 2 days before yesterday's accident, while it was in a flight from Jeju to Beijing, it encountered technical issues during flight. So it had to be diverted to Incheon, Seoul. Now, the question is that was the technical issues experienced 2 days before had anything to do with yesterday's accident? So there are a lot of questions which we need to find the answer. And we really have to look at the data now being investigated by the authorities. So we have to wait until the authorities have looked into the data in the black box so that we don't have to make speculative conclusions on this.
You mentioned there could be another larger problem with the plane. Yonhap news agency has reported that another Jeju Air jet experienced a landing gear issue after takeoff this morning, but it safely returned. Now, that jet was also a 737-800. Boeing has come under pressure to improve the safety of its jets following a series of incidents. Could a plane fault have caused yesterday's crash?
Yes, I think we have to look at the hydraulic system of the planes, 737. Is there anything that needs special attention to that? But again, so far we have no concrete evidence what caused the failure of the hydraulic system there.
Could anything have been done to prevent the crash or even help the plane land safely?
Yes, but first we have to find out what exactly caused the crashes, because other than that, we may be taking measures that is not effective. And secondly, I think we have to look at the current situation when there is shortage of aircraft components and spare parts. I've been discussing this with authorities in Indonesia, and we are discussing whether this has an impact on the maintenance of aircraft. So again, as it is now, there's not enough evidence to conclude anything or to recommend anything yet, rather than other than looking advising airlines to have a clearer checks before allowing planes to depart.
While we wait for investigations to arrive to some sort of a conclusion, South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok has ordered an emergency safety inspection of the country's entire airline operation system. Why is this important?
It is important because, again, one aircraft accident may be just the tip of the iceberg. If there's a system failure in that caused the accident, and so the investigation will not only involve the Korean authorities, Boeing will also be involved, and because there were, I think, nationals from Thailand, Thai authorities will also be involved, and maybe from other authorities may be involved. So it's going to be a thorough investigation, which might take up to a year. But what we are happy is about the black boxes have been recovered, and that can expedite the investigations because all the parameter of the aircraft, all the voice from the cockpit recorded, that will shed light and give us exactly what happened to the plane just seconds before it crashed.
Do you expect investigators will face any challenges in trying to figure out exactly what happened?
Challenges I think first the government has to deal with the bereaved family because they need emotional support, and I think within a week the authorities will have to provide initial report of the investigation. But again, that's not conclusive. The complete report will be available within 1 year. But I think they can do it a lot faster this time because it happened on land near the airport. Black boxes have been recovered. So challenges is working against time as soon as possible to find the exact cause of the crash, and then issue recommendations to prevent similar incidents.
Thank you, Alvin, for sharing your insights with us. We were speaking to Alvin Lee, an independent aviation analyst.